Ladies and gentlemen, welcome not back to the Let's Go Pro podcast. This is going to be something a little bit different. So, long story short, there have been quite a few technical difficulties. We were going to try to film over Zoom, but unfortunately that didn't work because technology kind of sucks. So, we decided to do something a little bit different. I'll make like a post on it about it on YouTube. Like I'll just like type it there, so so we're doing something a little bit different now. Chances are you've probably already seen Ron's video. He talked about baseball and basketball, so I'm going to be doing hockey and football. So essentially this is kind of what we're going to be doing whenever whenever Ron's like on a trip, or maybe if I get sick, like if one of us can't come into like film for the podcast, we'll just do our own thing and stuff like that. Just for fun. So, without further ado, let's talk about some of the stuff going on in the NHL, because there's been a lot going on. So probably one of the biggest things that happened this whole week. Okay, I don't know why I'm saying one of, because let's be honest, this is the biggest thing. Is the Quinn Hughes saga with Vancouver's officially over. He has been traded to the Minnesota Wild. Now, I remember seeing this happen at work, because while I was like working, I pulled out my phone because I wanted to check something, and then that's the first thing I see is Quinn Hughes to Minnesota, and I remember my jaw hit the floor. I was so confused. I was like, what the hell? Why is he going to Minnesota? But yeah, I mean, the Minnesota Wild, they've got themselves probably one of the best defensemen in the entire league. The overall trade as it stands is Minnesota gets Quinn Hughes, just him, no draft picks, no prospects, no roster filler, no nothing, just Quinn. And the Vancouver Canucks, let's just say Minnesota ponied up for good old Quinn, as they have sent a first round pick in 2026, defenseman Zeev Buim, forward Liam Ogren, and forward Marco Rossi. So that's 4 pieces that have been sent for Quinn Hughes. Now, I also decided to take a look at some stats for these players. So Marco Rossi, selected 9th overall in the 2020 NHL entry draft. He's a solid middle 6 forward. He's a younger guy. He's 24 years old. In 82 games played last season, he scored 24 goals, had 36 assists, and scored 60 points with 26 penalty minutes. And in 17 games played this year with Minnesota, he has scored 4 goals, 9 assists, and 13 points. So he's a solid middle 6 forward. He still kind of needs to, take that next step forward, but I mean, he's not a bad player. Additionally, I think this is going to be good for Vancouver center depth. This is something that I've talked about on the podcast, that their center depth really sucks. I mean, they have Elias Pettersson, and that's about it. I mean, they need better. I mean, and also Filipino, but I mean, any Rangers fan will tell you he's always injured. You can't have a great forward line when your center core is all messed up. I mean, yes, Boston in 2024, I think. No, 2023, I believe, was when they had like that really good season, even with that iffy center core. I don't remember. My brain doesn't work. But, I mean, I think this is a big deal, I think him going there is pretty big because, again, he's one of those younger guys, and youth is very important in hockey, especially if you have a young, good goal scorer. But, I mean, he's with Vancouver now, so we'll have to see. There was also Liam Ogren. He's a left winger from Stockholm, Sweden, selected 19th overall in the 2022 NHL entry draft by Minnesota. Last year he spent pretty much all of his time with the Iowa Wild, which is their farm team, their AHL affiliate, and he scored 19 goals, 18 assists, and 37 points in 41 games played, and he's done okay at the professional level. This year, though, in 18 games played, he's kind of done nothing. Like, with the Wild, he had no goals, no assists, and not even a single point in in the show. I guess the most he had was like a -3 plus minus, but whatever. Then there's Zeev Buim. Buim has a lot of potential. The San Diego native was selected 12th overall in the first round of the 2024 NHL entry draft. Excuse me. This season, in 31 games played, he scored 3 goals, 11 assists, and 14 points, with 8 penalty minutes. So he's a solid player. He's been pretty good on the back end for Minnesota, and it sucks because he's gonna be getting compared to Quinn Hughes all day long. They're gonna be like, oh, this is the guy that you gave up Quinn Hughes for. Let's move this a little further down. And that's not a position that a lot of people want to be in. Like, you don't want to be the guy that got traded for one of the best players ever. It's very much like Anthony Davis for Luka, or whatever is. I feel bad because I actually completely forgot what his name is, who got traded for Micah Parsons. I mean, Kenny Clark, I believe was his name. I mean, Zeev Buim, he's a good player, but it's really a case of coughing baby versus hydrogen bomb. You know what I mean? So that is it kind of blows for the kid, but what can you do? But overall, I mean, obviously Minnesota, they got themselves a stud of a defenseman, and he's already doing well. He already scored a goal in his first game with Minnesota. So I do believe he has a lot of potential with the Wild, who I think this is a huge move for them, because they're a team that doesn't really make a lot of those big moves. They're kind of, and I don't mean to, diss any Minnesota fans that might be watching, but the franchise is kind of forgettable comparatively, but it's huge news for them. They aren't going to get pushed around. I mean, and you also got to consider that this was a long time coming. I mean, Quinn Hughes was getting frustrated with this team all the time. He was like, yeah, I don't want to be here. I mean, this team isn't good. I'm not really learning. It's a mess. And now he's going into the Central Division, which is a very good division for defensemen. I mean, you have Cale Makar, who's often touted as the best defenseman in the world right now. He's with Colorado. Then you got Miro Heiskanen, one of the better defensemen as well, with the Stars, and Josh Morrissey with the Winnipeg Jets. So it's a very defense-heavy division, and there's a lot of talk that that a team from the Central could be taking home Lord Stanley this year, but I don't know for sure. I mean, what a huge deal. Another big thing that happened was a trade between the Edmonton Oilers and the Pittsburgh Penguins. So what happened was the trade was Edmonton gets goaltender Tristan Jarry and also former Sammy Poulin, while Pittsburgh gets goaltender Stuart Skinner, defenseman Brett Kulak, and a 2029 second round pick. So they basically swapped trash for trash here. I mean, and it is a shame because Stuart Skinner, when he's actually good, he's a damn solid piece. I mean, look at the past 2 cup runs. I mean, Stuart Skinner kind of messy a lot of the time, and then when push came to shove, he was insanely good. So I think this is a solid enough move at first, and then I remember, oh yeah, he actually does suck, because this year Stuart Skinner sucked. I mean, it would be a solid move if you're getting good Skinner, but he's Mike Smith. He's basically inconsistent, because one minute he plays like prime Hasek, and then the next minute he plays as a freaking toddler that just got a baseball glove. You really gotta consider your options here, and I really don't know if it's a great move on Pittsburgh, but I mean, even Edmonton didn't come out well, because, I mean, Jarry literally got put on waivers last year because he was miserably bad in net. So, yeah, I mean, I don't want to say it's a lose-lose, because I mean, it's possible that this could work out. Like, maybe they find their forms, but I don't know, man. Pittsburgh's just trying to tank for McKenna. They really are. I mean, Lemieux gave the torch to Crosby. Now Crosby's going to give the torch to McKenna, and the cycle will continue. That is if Pittsburgh sucks more than Vancouver, which I don't know. Another really, really huge thing happened, and this is another trash for trash kind of thing where the Buffalo Sabres, aka the Rutgers Scarlet Knights of the NHL, ended up making a solid move that they somehow screwed up more because Kevin Adams has officially been fired. Kevin Adams is regarded as probably one of, if not the worst GMs in the NHL. He's made some god-awful moves that make you be like, oh, this guy needs to be fired immediately. But the reason why I say it's a lose-lose is because, yes, while Kevin Adams is out, Jarmo Kekalainen is in. And from what I've heard, and I am 110% open to being wrong here. From what I've heard, Kekalainen ain't great. From what I've heard, he's a horrible GM. So at the end, like, and it does suck because I really do, want to root for them. But I mean, you get a bad one. But at this point, now that he's been promoted to the GM, it is very possible that he's just there for like a cup of coffee until they find a new GM. And I mean, I don't know. I don't really remember how many good GMs are actually out on the market right now. I mean, they could try their hand at maybe a Kyle Dubas type, like not actually get Kyle Dubas, but like, a younger guy compared to the others who could bring, some really solid players in. I mean, and they could even try their hand at like a former player, because Sakic was a great GM. Yzerman built Tampa Bay into the dynasty that they had in the 2020s. Shut up, it is a dynasty. So I don't know. We could see, but like I said before, with San Francisco getting Tennessee's head coach as their head coach in baseball. Former players aren't great at the professional level they aren't usually that great when it comes to being, head honchos in the professional level as they are in like the NCAA. But, like I said, I'm 110% open to being proven wrong because it's Buffalo, man. They deserve a little freaking joy. They deserve just a little joy because, I mean, they're suffering. Come on. In other news, and this sucks as a Lightning fan, I say this while I'm wearing a Patrick Kane jersey, but, whatever. Victor Hedman will undergo an elbow procedure on Monday and is expected to be sidelined until early February. This is a tough loss for Tampa Bay. I mean, they're losing their captain and they're losing one of their best defensemen. But I mean, I will say this. I do like Tampa Bay's defense does have some pretty solid pieces. Darren Radish has literally been one of he's been insanely good this year. He's good, not only pretty good defensively, but offensively. I mean, the guy's scoring more goals than Braden Point, who's supposed to be one of the top centers. I mean, he's been great. Charleroi Dastu has been a revelation. I mean, Dastu is the answer, and I saw him score his first goal, so I will always enjoy that little bit of bragging rights for myself. Additionally, they aren't bad. They aren't horrible. I mean, yes, Lilleberg is still, kind of making me want to rip my hair out, but I mean, McDonough, he's solid, so I'm willing to see what happens, I say, as currently my team is losing, but whatever, who cares. Additionally, from what I've heard, I recently saw this from Spit and Chicklets. Per sources, Dougie Hamilton and Andre Palat are among names that have been discussed in potential trade scenarios with the Devils. Now, this as a Lightning fan does hurt because Andre Palat used to be a stud. He used to be a fantastic player, but now he's really fallen off. I mean, if you don't know how good he was, just watch him in 2022 with Tampa. I mean, he was incredible, but Yeah, it really does suck to see him fall off like this, and I can see Hamilton because he hasn't been great. I still think that they probably would have been solid pieces to try to send off to get Quinn Hughes, but I guess Minnesota just wanted him a little bit more. So jumping into football here, there's been a lot. So first things first, I have to get the best news out of the way. The Kansas City Chiefs have been eliminated from playoff contention. After going 6-7 and losing to the Los Angeles Chargers of Los Angeles, they are officially out, and it was a mess. I mean, all they had to do was kick that field goal, but then the worst thing happened when Patrick Mahomes tore his ACL. I mean, I don't like Mahomes. I don't, but I do wish the best for him in recovery. As he will be out. And of course, Gardner Minshew got put in, and he had okay throws, and then he threw that interception, and that was pretty much all she wrote. So this is the first time that the Chiefs have missed the playoffs since 2015. And this season for Mahomes has just been a nightmare. I mean, this is the most losses he's ever had in his career. This is the lowest passer rating and lowest completion percentage he's ever had. And I mean, and players are starting to get old. I mean, look at Travis Kelce. He's been god awful this year. So I don't know. I guess Taylor Swift better get ready. The little breakup album, I don't know. You recepted my heart and then you fumbled it. I know. I'm horrible. But it also doesn't help that they're going to probably be losing a lot of players this offseason, because notable free agents include Travis Kelce, Marquise Brown, Kareem Hunt, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Brian Cook. Those are some pretty heavy pieces, especially guys like Hunt and Smith-Schuster, because Juju's a really good wide receiver, and Kareem Hunt has been a fantastic running back. I mean, that guy gets a lot of yards. And, of course, Travis Kelce is the best tight end KC's ever had. So, yeah. And currently in the 2026 NFL Draft, they have their first rounder, they have their second rounder, and they have their first through 5, and they have another 5th rounder, and that's it. Another team that has been eliminated from the postseason are the Minnesota Vikings. Now, this does kind of ache because I like the Vikes. I don't have a big problem with them, but I mean, this season just been disaster after disaster after disaster. Losing Sam Darnold was a really, really, really tough loss, and 9 has not been good. JJ McCarthy has been kind of a mess, and at best, he's been inconsistent. Excuse me. They started 3-2, and so they had some kind of okay hope, but then they went but they've been 2-8 ever since then. Just a gigantic mess, and it didn't help that all their quarterbacks seem to get injured. I mean, from weeks 3 through 8, JJ McCarthy was out with a high ankle sprain. Then Carson Wentz got injured, which I'm still mad about because he shouldn't have been out. I don't understand why so many of these guys are like, oh, he's injured? No, just throw him back in there. I understand, you want to seem like a tough guy, but there's a point where it's like, buddy, your leg fell off. You should probably go get that taken care of, and now your skin is disintegrating. Oh, God, that is Lovecraftian horror. But besides the point, but I mean, Minnesota, they do have a lot of picks to play with this year. I mean, they have their first rounder, they have their second rounder, they have 2 5th rounders, another 6th rounder, and 2 7s. So I don't know. I think they have a legitimate chance of they could probably get some decent players. They have 8 total picks right now. I do wish they could have gotten better this year, because I do enjoy the Vikings, but I guess it just wasn't to be. But there have also been some teams that have clinched the playoffs, with the first team that clinched being the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams have been the first team to punch their ticket, and I mean, this team's been very good. I mean, guys like Matthew Stafford, he's making a very quiet case for he's been quietly making his case for MVP this year. Guys like Kyron Williams, Devontae Adams, have all been very, very good. They've had a solid defense, and believe me, I know all of this because my team lost to them. Anyway, another team that ended up clinching were the Denver Broncos. The Broncos are in. And I mean, hey, what can you say, man? Like, Bo Nix, he is in fact him. They've had some great players going through. Their defense is extremely good at times, and so I'm excited to see what Denver does. And also the Bengals got eliminated. I meant to mention that, but yeah, so not looking good. I mean, you had that Joe Burrow injury, and guys like T. Higgins have been out, and Trey Hendrickson's been out. I mean, they started at 2-0, and then they died. Whatever. They currently only have 6 picks in this draft. They have their first rounder, their second rounder, their third rounder, their fourth rounder, and then they have their 6th and 7th. It's not looking good. It really sucks. I mean, I love Joe Burrow. Who doesn't love Joe Burrow? And seeing this just really kind of aches. Excuse me. And I've also been seeing a lot of people say that that the Bills could potentially find their way to the Super Bowl this year. I don't see it, but I really saw that that since the Chiefs are eliminated, and they've always had the Bills number in the playoffs, and since the Ravens are looking to be out of the playoff race, and same with the Bengals are being out, it is a lot of people are thinking that the Bills could find their way in. But if you've been watching them, I don't know if this is necessarily. I don't see them going far. That's the problem, because their receiving core is not good at all. Josh Allen and James Cook are basically the offense, and that's it. Their defense is hot and cold all the time, and I don't know. Like, I want to have hope, but because I like the Bills, I do. They're like I consider them my B team over, like, the only team beating them out in my heart are the Bucks. But I just don't see them making it that far just because of all their flaws, and we've been seeing them like a lot over the past few months. So I don't know. It also doesn't help that they still have some steep competition. Bo Nix, Drake May with the Patriots. I mean, the Patriots have been an emerging team over the past year. I mean, getting guys like Drake May to really, really kick it into gear has been incredible. I mean, his O-line is pretty damn good with guys like Will Campbell in there, and it's looking like the Patriots dynasty is back. Please kill me now, but whatever. Overall, do I think the Bills are making the Super Bowl? As much as it hurts to say, I don't see it. I really don't see it. Now, getting into the college realm. Wow. Probably the biggest news in the college football realm is, of course, the Heisman Trophy going to Fernando Mendoza of Indiana. Now, this has caused a lot of controversy. I on the surface, I like it. All right, big Mendoza fan. I love what him and Kurt Signetti have been able to do for the Hoosiers program. I mean, being one of the worst, probably being one of, if not the worst teams in the Big Ten, all the way to becoming, Big Ten champions. And in case you're wondering, yes, Ron is still malding. Like, when we tried to film earlier, he said, don't bring up the Heisman Trophy or I'm going to have a crash out. So, cool. But, sorry, Ron. But looking at it more, I'm honestly a little surprised because Julian Sain's been incredible. All right. Like, and I'm going to be complimenting Ohio State. So, I'm just to make sure, I am not being held against my will. There are no, snipers on any roofs or anything like that, as far as I know. I am mentally okay. I've been eating. I have a drink. Probably not good for me, but whatever. So, just wanted to make sure that was all clear before y'all hear me talk good about Ohio State. Julian Saint's been probably the best quarterback that the NCAA has right now. I mean, the guy's a beast. What can you say? The guy's a stud. and stuff like that. And my thing about Fernando Mendoza is this. He's 24th in passing yards in the entire country. He had only one game with over 300 yards passing. He had a comeback victory over the collapsing Penn State and stuff like that. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, I mean, he was better than Saiyan because of the Ohio State game. I don't know if, like, and again, y'all know that I hate Ohio State, but I don't know if he was better than Saiyan. Or if he was even better than guys like Jeremiah Love. I mean, Love's been incredible, but he plays for Notre Dame, and they're Notre Dame, so I guess that makes sense. And it's also funny, speaking of Notre Dame, because since they're basically getting, like, an insanely, like, and if you guys think that Ohio State has a cupcake schedule right now, y'all should see Notre Dame's, because they're basically playing nothing. And there are a lot of teams that are threatening to freeze Notre Dame out of their future schedules. Yeah, that's rough. I mean, I guess I can say this pretty easily. They're basically the Dallas Cowboys of the NCAA. I mean, they were good back in the day, and they're still trying to coast off of that while trying to make everything about them, but whatever. So, back to the Heisman, of course. But I think one of the biggest reasons why Mendoza actually won it was simply because of his impact. I mean, look at Ohio State. They always have the best players. I mean, they had several players go in the first round last year. They usually have had some incredible quarterbacks. I mean, C.J. Stroud, Justin Fields, Dwayne Haskins. So many of these players have been incredible quarterbacks for them. Will Howard, too. I mean, who comes from Indiana? Seriously, and I'm not trying to diss Indiana here, but, like, the only player I can think of that really came from Indiana was Antoine Randall, and that's because of his, I'm Antoine Randall, Indiana University, in his little player intro, but beside the point. So, I like the pick. I think it's surprising, but I still think it makes sense, because he did have an incredible impact on a no-name program. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. In other news, Curt Cignetti, and I think I don't even think this needs to be a debate. Curt Cignetti, it won Coach of the Year, for college football, and I mean, duh. I mean, like I said, he led this team from nothing to incredible. I mean, he helped get Fernando Mendoza from Cal, who he wasn't great when he was in Cal, and now he's a superstar, projected to be like a top draft pick in the upcoming NFL draft. I mean, Curt Cignetti, what else can you say besides well-deserved? Well-deserved. There have also been several players entering the transfer portal, with those players including Arizona State quarterback Sam Leavitt and Florida quarterback DJ Lagway. Now, and also Dylan Raiola of Nebraska is hitting the transfer portal too. So a lot of big names going in there. So I'm interested to see what will happen. So that's going to be it for today. Again, I will try to explain that. I will explain this a bit more in a post on the actual YouTube. So thank you guys for watching my Rink and Gridiron. That's what I'm calling it, and y'all can't stop me. So please do consider liking and subscribing. I think we'll be getting back to normal next week. Like, there's just a lot going on, because I think Ron said he's moving into a new place, and I'm still trying to, like, work on getting a room set up. So, yeah, so thank y'all for watching. Hit like, subscribe, turn on notifications, tell your friends, and